Hey guys, welcome back to the Hustle and Grind podcast. Another great episode with just Scotty and I today, but bring you a lot of great nuggets of information. We talk about, building a culture within your business, having that one size fits all, one size fits some, and one size fits one experience, making sure that your customers and clients feel good, let alone having that transaction in your business, and so many more things that we get into. Hopefully you find some value in this episode. Let's go.
All right, here we go, Ryan. We're back at it.
Back at her, Scott. Here we go. Bring the energy.
Alex wants us to bring the energy.
Wants us to bring the energy.
Today.
So let's bring the energy.
Okay, well, we'll do our best to bring it.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying we had a great episode there with Megan. Glad she was able to join us. I think.
Yeah, she was great, man. She was awesome. People really seemed to enjoy it. So if you haven't seen that episode or listened to it, just kind of check in. That was like a mastermind of entrepreneurship and business. I mean, she's everywhere, and just talk about energy. That lady has energy. That's for sure.
No doubt. Mm-hmm. So some cool things out of that episode have kind of sparked some conversation. Obviously, we don't have a guest today, but we want to just talk about customer service, just like overall experience. Like what are you doing? How do you treat your people, your guests, your customers, your clients, whatever we want to call them? Because we and you specifically recently have had an experience that is shocking, really. Yeah. If you think about it, it's unfortunate and shocking, and not that it's like awful, but it's too bad, really.
Yeah, it is too bad. And I think that what's good about these conversations that you and I are going to have ongoing is that, we go throughout our life. You have kids, I have kids, and we're, I think, just a little bit more hyper aware of the experiences of entrepreneurship and business, right? How we're experiencing things as a customer ourselves or as a client ourselves. And I think there's a lot of value that we can bring to the audience in terms of like what our experience is, what we're seeing out there, the good, the bad, the ugly, all that stuff. And I think for us to explore it, not to bash anyone, but to say, hey, look, this was an experience I had. It was kind of shitty. And then you and I can kind of explore that, why did that happen? Maybe the business owner was having a bad day. Maybe it's a deeper cultural issue that they might be having with their business, right?
Combination of things. Culture is huge, and like leadership, when you're leading the charge, a lot of times, you have to be able to walk the walk before you talk the talk. And I don't know if or where some of these companies, businesses, miss something, and something is wrong. So, I was in the car biz for a number of years, still kind of as a little side hustle in the car biz with our little micro learning training application. So close and near and dear to, my experience is the car biz. And there's so many amazing things about the car business. I've met so many great people. There's still so many great people in the business, but man, there are sometimes stories you hear, and like this one that you'll share, that are disappointing. And I don't know where the culture goes wrong, whether it's a lack of training or just some sort of cancer inside. But when you guys hear this, you're gonna scratch your head and go, "How does that even happen?"
Yeah.
So we're not going to name names.
No.
We don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but there's some lessons here, I think, for you if you have any type of service business that can be learned, because this is a spot that you've done business with for a number of years.
Yeah. So and I'll get into it here, and it's in business we talk about touch points, right? Touching, like connecting with the customer on a lot of different levels and a lot of different touch points, and then, owning a marketing business. I know that intuitively, you do as well. You want to continue to connect with and touch the customer, but it can be a fine line sometimes, because you don't want to be annoying,
Of course not.
And B, you wanna be genuine and authentic with your touch points, right? You don't just want to be like sell, salesy, get the name wrong of the customer, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, but what really shits me about this situation is that your sales guy, the two of you have a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. You've worked together for years. Mm-hmm. Multiple deals. Mm-hmm. You're not looking to go shop anywhere else.
No. So on that, let me get into it.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is where this is really what pisses me off the most about it is because whether it's corporate or leadership or whoever, you touched base with your guy. There's a flag on their CRM that there's been an engagement. They're like a dog on a goddamn bone now, and they can't leave you alone. Everyone and their brother's uncle are harassing you now to come in.
Yeah.
When you got your guy who's going to look after you.
So, yeah, exactly. So clearly we've we explored this a little bit, and I was actually really not excited, but I was interested, Scott, to talk to you about it because I know you've been in the industry. But I just genuinely love getting your feedback on these things and getting your insights. So the story goes for our audience is that I've been with the dealership for years, right? For probably 3 vehicles prior. Same guy, same sales rep, great guy. Again, not naming names, but there was loyalty there. There was trust, right? It had built up over the years.
Sure.
He's my guy. I'm not going anywhere else. This guy says, this is the vehicle you're looking for. This is what we got for you. I know there's a sales saying, there's a component. He's got to make a sale. I get it. There's a win-win.
Well, listen, man, you need a truck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I will pay more for a vehicle knowing that I don't have to deal with the bullshit. Like what you're about to describe.
Yeah.
And
totally.
I don't need to nickel and dime and whatever. Like if it's going to take me 2 days to buy a car and hours at the dealership to go through the nonsense and the shenanigans, I'll go literally pay full price somewhere else just to go in and out.
Yeah.
I got shit to do. I don't need to waste my entire weekend to save $300.
No. And that's kind of what, and this negative experience had never happened before. And again, I don't know if it was a change in leadership or whatever, initiative from the top, but what started to happen was, okay, I'm ready to go into a new vehicle. So my lease is up. I'm ready to jump into a new lease, and talking to my guy, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I'm ready. Let's start talking about this. And oddly enough, I get a phone call and an email from the sales manager saying, hey, we really want to get you into a new vehicle. Come on in and let's make this deal happen. I'm like, yeah, I got I'm dealing with your sales rep. It's all good. We got to figure it out. It's all good. Thanks. So he fucks off, and then no more than a week later, I get a call from the business manager and an email saying, hey, come on in. We got to get this deal going. Let's get this going, right? So now I'm like, is my guy even there anymore? You know what I mean? And so I texted him, and he's still there. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, hey, just so you know, man, like your sales manager and your bosses are calling me. I told them,
tell them to chill out.
Yeah, tell them to relax, right? He's like, yeah, okay. Then I start getting text messages.
Oh my goodness.
From this obviously third party, and I get it. These are the touch points, and as a marketing guy, I understand it and I can appreciate you want to get these touch points in with the customer, right? And motivate them to buy. What this started doing was just started pissing me off because now I'm getting text messages from this company and saying, hey, come in, let's get an appointment, let's get you into your new vehicle. And I'm like, yeah, man, I don't know who you are, but like I've got my guy. Like all I need to do is call my guy and get in there. Like, what the fuck?
I'm coming soon. I haven't talked to my guy.
Yeah, just relax, guys. Everybody chill out. Then I get another call from the sales manager. Then I start getting emails, and the emails start saying, "Hey M, my name's Ryan. Hey, M, come in. So maybe M for Mr. or whatever. Come in and let's get this. So another great touch point is email marketing. I know that. I get it.
Sure.
But when you're not taking the time to address your customer clients by their first name, I'm like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. And it's just starting to piss me off, right? And enough is enough. So what do I start doing? I start shopping around because I'm just pissed off at this point. I get a couple other really good offers. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's time for me to leave and shop around. And I sent this dealership. I said, well, this is a deal I got from another dealership. Can you guys match this? And what they started to do, it's this kind of gaslighting tactic. And they started to just copy what I sent them and send it back to me. As in, like, they're agreeing to it, but they're not. They're just acknowledging what I'm asking from them, not saying, yeah, we're going to match that. They copy my emails, send it back to me, and they say, come on in. So they're just kind of reiterating. They're making me think that they're listening to me by reiterating what I was saying, just by copying, pasting, trying to get me in, trying to work the deal when I'm in there. Anyways, long story short, I left. I ended up leaving, and it was no knock against my rep. He's still a great guy. I think he's working his ass off. But there was this undermining cultural shift that just, and they also started talking about tariffs when the whole tariff thing starting to scare me. Come in now, tariffs are going to change next month. Where these other dealerships were like, yeah, man, don't worry about tariffs. It's not really a thing. The guy I ended up going with, great guy as well. Very honest, very straightforward. I haven't had to talk to more people than himself. I haven't had to talk to his manager, the business manager, a guy texting. It's just him. So
there's a breakdown, right? Like,
explain.
So
yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm disappointed, right? Why do we even have a salesperson if we can't trust them to do their job? Mm-hmm. So that's one element, but at the same time, it's any sales business, doesn't matter if it's a car biz or not. At some point it becomes a numbers game.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
If I'm making more calls than you on average weekly, right? Mm-hmm. I'm likely to outperform you at some point, regardless of whether I'm actually all that good at my job.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think that's the sad truth of this type of a scenario is that they've implemented some technology, and I love technology. It's helpful, it's valuable. Mm-hmm. But their implementation and execution is where I think things broke down.
Bingo.
Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Listen, I was working with a company in the car biz. We did direct marketing to customers. We kind of mined the database. We'd identify those who were most likely to consider an upgrade. Mm-hmm. Okay, we use different variables like how close they live to the store. Are they currently servicing the dealership? How many vehicles do they own? Mm-hmm. How many have they purchased from you? Like, what is their history? Like, we actually analyzed their database to identify those who we thought, okay, these folks are likely to respond to a marketing communication. So we're going to send them a tailored message. And we use variable data. Mm-hmm. One letter would have 35 variable pieces of data. Mm-hmm. So it would look as though it was quite personalized. Mm-hmm. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You, your car, your last car, your last service date, whatever the case may be, all of these variable points of data so that when you open the letter, it genuinely does feel like it's personalized. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we took our data integrity and our process of making sure that it was error free very seriously. There was zero margin for error. Mm. We can't send a Honda customer, a letter with a Hyundai logo on it.
Right. Yeah. No.
Right? But we're dealing with all kinds of every single brand across the country, right? Mm-hmm. We're dealing with hundreds of dealerships. So the precision and the commitment to that was a priority for us. We could not lose or jeopardize our relationship of our clients by screwing shit up by being careless with the data.
i.e. sending them an email
that says M.
Instead of my name, Ryan. Yeah.
Right. So again, not being able to trust your salesperson to say, hey, there should be a flag in their CRM that says like, we got this guy.
Yeah.
Longtime loyal customer.
Yeah.
Relationship is a 10 out of 10. Don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
Don't start pissing on his brain with all of your bullshit. It's going to cost us customers.
Can you explain CRM for those that might not know what that is?
Yeah, sure. Customer relationship management system, right? So it's basically a database that allows you to, provided you are interested enough in exploring the data that you do have, to build a persona and who your customer is.
Right. So every business should have some sort of a CRM, some sort of
It could be an
tracking
Excel
where you're
spreadsheet.
Yeah, exactly.
With the
Yeah.
notes.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
like a column that's like, talk to Ryan, he got thrown to the wolves coaching his kids' basketball team the other night.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Like, cause that came up in the conversation.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like next time, note to self, oh, Ryan's coaching his kids' basketball team.
Right.
Right. So the CRM can be leveraged in many, many ways,
Right.
but if you don't have a process and leadership is just like trying to like get everybody under their thumb and like report to whomever at senior leadership the data. Yeah, sure, we sent this many texts. And it's like, how many customers do we piss off that left us this month?
That's what I have wondered about with the situation is that, and I'm not an egotistical, like, it's all about me sort of thing. Like, I'll give people 10 chances, which it seems like I did. But I'm just like, is it me? And I'll always be like, is it me? Maybe it's me, right? But at some point, I'm like, it's not me, it's them. It's some sort of a breakdown in their system. And I get it, man, because I live and die by the sale as a business owner too. I get it. You got to make the sale. You got to meet your quota. I imagine they have monthly quotas they got to meet, that sort of thing. But at some point, there's like desperation that enters in the sale, and then you're just trying to pull that customer in and making them feel uncomfortable, where it doesn't become this win-win situation. It's a win-loss situation. It's like they're going to win, I'm going to lose. And as a customer, you never want your clients or customers thinking they're going to lose.
No, and that's not a strategy for success.
No.
Right.
But that's the juggling act in sales sometimes that I think a lot of sales teams or sales reps just don't get it. It's like, I'm going to sell this thing and I'm going to make the most amount of money I can off this customer, not understanding that the customer's feeling like that they're losing in this deal. So how do you create that win-win situation, right? Loyalty and,
Listen, training.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who have you chosen to lead your team? Right? Like, who's at the top? Is this a corporate, like, is this a conglomerate of this group that's publicly traded and owns hundreds of stores? Is it a guy who owns a dozen stores and has some family that are helping run it? Or is it just, some guy who's just bought himself a dealership, kind of climbed his way through the ranks? I've got buddies who started selling and slinging cars on the floor in sales and ended up buying into a group and became dealer principal. So there's lots of ways that, cats get to those levels, but it really comes down to, okay, well, who are you choosing to lead your team? How are you leading your leaders? What culture are you building? And are you investing in training? So some of these stores will invest thousands of dollars on a monthly basis for some of these tools, right? Like, they're farming out these text messages. They've got these automated emails that are getting pulled from their CRM, which, clearly their data integrity process is weak at best by the sounds of it. But if you just train your people on how you should treat people and just bake that into your culture, that service is first, right? So then life gets easier.
Yeah.
But I've come across so many stores in my time that don't invest in training.
Well, and what was clear to me as well, is that they just really seem to be very siloed. Like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, why don't you walk down the hall and talk to your sales rep? Like this guy's emailing me and calling me. The
And
sales manager,
nobody
the
chatted?
business manager. Then
Nobody
the
had
guys-
a chat about.
Apparently not. Apparently they're not talking to each other internally. So I'm like, man, these guys aren't like.
They don't got their shit together. What kind of operation do we got going on here? So funny you
there's
say
another thing.
silos. So same store years ago had a service challenge.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The store, I didn't buy my truck from that store, bought it from another one. I couldn't even get a hold of their service department. So this is how I ended up over at the other one.
Okay.
And I looked on their website, had limited window, holiday season was coming around the corner.
For like an oil change.
Yeah, I need an oil change.
Yeah.
I had a hockey tournament between Christmas and New Year's. So like I didn't want to be on the highway going past whatever, right? So I look at their website. It's like express oil change service, no appointment necessary. Great. I'm like, you know what? I better call just to make sure, right? Last thing I want to do is wheel in there and have them not be able to do it.
Yeah.
Call. Yes, absolutely. No appointment necessary. I'm like, for real? Like,
Nice.
no appointment necessary. That's cool. Like, yeah, no problem. Roll into the service drive-through. Literally, as I'm not even in park yet. The guy's like, "You got an appointment?" I'm like, "No."
The service bay guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, just here for a quick the express oil change. He's like, "Oh, well, but without an appointment?" I'm like,
And you had just called.
literally. I'm like, okay, dude, what are you talking about? He's like, well, we're busy. I'm like, okay.
All right.
So can you do my oil change or can't you? Well, we can, but like not probably need your car for like 5 hours. I'm like, that's not an express oil change.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's the holidays. I'm like, what? What are we talking about here? Like, you're advertising an express service. Is 5 hours express? He's like, well, people have to take breaks too, you know. I'm like, oh my God, can you just open the door? I'm out of here.
Right. Yeah.
Out of here.
Wow, man.
So
You called. They're like, yeah, come on in. Like, you're like, oh, this is great. It's going to be an express oil change. You get in there and
Perfect.
then you run into this guy.
and I coordinated, I was meeting buddies. I got a group
Yeah.
of buddies. We have lunch at
Yeah.
Christmas once a year. We meet. Some
Yeah.
of us don't even see each other any time outside of that.
Yeah.
And I coordinated to have lunch close by where I could leave my truck and walk. Anyways, like it's just, and there's so many of us out there and listeners probably who have similar type stories, but without beating a dead horse, let's move on to some positive stories here because
Yeah.
this is just maybe a preface on like, okay, that's like clearly there's a lot of red flags of things not to do.
Yeah.
Rather than keep beating on that,
Yeah.
you had some other recent experiences that were much different.
Yeah, now have you heard of this term in business? One size fits all, one size fits some, one size fits one.
No.
Our guys there, my First Million podcast, had a guy on. I can't remember his name. He owned or he climbed the ladder to the #1 restaurant in the world. So he owns a restaurant in New York City. And he was talking about this kind of like idea, this theory, this philosophy in business.
Okay,
And you might, I mean, you're the one that turned me on to this.
Yeah,
guys.
I didn't listen to that
you might not have heard it.
episode, but I think I listened to the next one, and they referenced this guy in it.
Fucking
Unbelievable.
like it was, I couldn't get enough. So this guy, obviously is about,
Experience.
experience and service, like unmatched, like it's almost like unrealistic service or experience or whatever. Right. And he talks about this one size fits all, one size fits some, one size fits one. And what he's referring to is how you treat your customers, how you give that experience to customers. So let's break that down. So a one size fits all kind of service philosophy might be like something like Disneyland or something like Canada's Wonderland, whatever, where you're providing this experience for thousands of people, the same experience for thousands of people, right? So you're going to go with your kids, I'm going to go with my kids. We're excited. We get the same experience. This is kind of like a one size fits all. Or a restaurant. you've got great music playing, you've got great ambiance, like all these things, right? So that's kind of something you create in your business that really is very holistic and is very top down. Now, one size fits some could be something like, hey, like a VIP experience, or say we're going to a restaurant and there's a group of us. Okay, what is that experience for a one size fits some? Which is a little bit more customized, which is harder to do, obviously, right? But you can do it. You can do it, especially in the service industry. You can create these like experiences for groups based on one size fits some, based on geographics or demographics. I mean,
Well, look at
young, old.
Megan and Coffee Club.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah. Good point.
It's kind of
Yeah.
unique. It's not a one size fits all.
No.
It's maybe a one size fits some.
Yeah,
And it gives
definitely.
you that kind of,
Yeah.
you can tell that they take the care to provide the experience, which is why it's grown
100%.
like it
Yeah.
has.
It's not for
such a-
everybody.
no.
But the sum that they're catering to, they're giving the most amazing experience. I'm
Yeah.
glad you brought that up. That's a good point.
But so then there's one more level.
Yep. So then we get into the one size fits one, which is extremely difficult, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to create this amazing experience for one person. And how do you do that, right? Well, the example that this guy gives and what he became famous for is that he tells a story where he had these.
Is this the hot dog?
This is the hot dog story.
Is this the hot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know this? Isn't this awesome?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's tell our. I'll explain it to our audience. He's got. I think I'm going to tell it right, but he's got these.
I'll correct you if you're wrong.
Yeah, I know you will. Of course you will. Fuck. So he's got these connoisseurs, these restaurant connoisseurs at his restaurant. They're in New York City. You know, they're at his restaurant, the best restaurant in the world, and they're really excited to be there. He knows that they're these connoisseurs, but they have a limited time before they leave New York City. They got to catch a train after the meal, and they got to get out of there.
Hop on a flight or something.
Hop on a flight. Going through the meal. The meal is like amazing. He knows they're having a great time. They're enjoying their meal, and he overheard a comment from one of them saying, "Man, this meal was like amazing, but." You know, we came to New York City and we didn't get the chance to try a New York City hot dog.
Yeah, we didn't get the street meat.
We didn't get the street meat. Damn. And we got to catch our plane out of here.
Yeah, we're on our way out.
Yeah,
Like,
we're on our way out. So he hears this. What's the guy do? Leaves the restaurant, goes onto the street, buys a New York City street hot dog from a vendor, a couple of them, comes back into the kitchen, like is pleading with the chef that they can serve this to these people.
find a way to serve up this
Find
New
a
York
way. Yep.
street dog.
Yes. Fine. And he
it.
convinces his chef, okay,
It's probably
we're gonna
like
do it.
just
Yeah.
hated every minute of like
Yeah.
just
Like-
against every
Against exactly. And that's what he talks about. This chef is like, what the fuck? Dude,
why are
we're
you
the
gonna
number
serve-
one restaurant in the world. Why are we
We're
serving
serving
a New
street
York?
meat?
Yeah. But I wish I remembered to get this owner's name. He's a real visionary, and he serves it to them. The last thing they ate, and they were on cloud nine. It's the only thing they talked about, and I think they wrote reviews, and that's that's why this hot dog story became famous, right? Because
he recognized an opportunity.
yes,
But he
100%.
was listening.
yeah.
He was paying attention.
and yeah, okay, there's a uniqueness and there's a customization, and a little bit it goes obviously out of their realm of expertise, being the number one restaurant in the world. But I mean, the fact that he was able to provide that experience of a New York City hot dog, how ridiculous, but how amazing is that story? And I heard that and I'm just like, you know, for myself, if I could do that in business, like how do I do that in my businesses more, right? And I think to your point, Scott, pay attention. Pay attention to those little things,
Yeah.
you know, that you might be able to control, right?
So it's so funny that you brought that up because I listened again. I think I was listening to the episode after that and they referenced that episode. So I had heard the hot dog story.
Nice.
But again, I think it's that he didn't get to the number one restaurant in the city, in New York City or the world, by, just kind of going through the motions, right? Like attention to detail, determined and committed to like excellence, right? So again, like the chef, he had to plead with the chef because the chef's also been pre-selected based on their principles and skills and experience and know-how of the biz and the industry.
Michelin
right?
stars, front page news,
right?
New
So
York
again,
Times.
he's got an all-star lineup of staff on the squad to get there. But yeah, recognizing, overhearing that moment, and then what did it cost him? $5-10,
right.
okay, which based on probably the prices of what his menu would be, that table was probably more than enough margin to offset some street meat.
Oh yeah, of course.
But then throwing the Michelin style flair on a street dog and blowing them out of the water.
Yeah.
That subtle gesture changed everything.
It did change everything.
And that's I think what's key here is it doesn't have to be this grandiose, this massive over the top gesture.
No.
It's the human element of just having the awareness to recognize an opportunity and giving your team the autonomy to make those decisions.
Yeah, and it you're right. It's not like you have to change your entire business model or make these massive shifts in the way you do business. You just have to pay attention. For any entrepreneur or business owner out there, whether you're just starting a business or whether you've been, it's just, man, paying attention to your customer, what they're talking about. They might say something that can be a massive shift in the relationship that you have with them in terms of loyalty, understanding, that sort of thing. I mean, we all have it. And I'll go through a few other ones.
You're at shoe store.
Yeah, so we want to keep it local here in London, but I mean, sometimes obviously there are corporate stores, right?
Sure.
But there's local people working. So I'll give an example. Foot Locker. My son loves shoes. He's into basketball. And we go there because they have unique shoes, right? Not because, obviously we want to support local shoe stores and that sort of thing, but we go to the mall, go to Foot Locker. There's always been this one guy that's worked there, and my son Ben and I go in there and we bought some shoes there and over the years, right? And I don't know, I'm just like, oh yeah, this guy probably sees like 1,000 people a day. I don't know, 1,000 kids buying shoes a day, right? We're just another customer. We're just another another number or whatever. So we go in there, and then the one time we were in there, he was the worker was talking to my son, going, "Hey, like, where, what are you up to next week?" And my son was like, "Oh, I'm going to a basketball camp, and going away for a basketball camp and that sort of thing." The guy's like, "Oh yeah, okay, cool." I'm like, goes away to the basketball camp. Then we're in the store, I don't know, a month later or whatever. We go in, and same guy's in there, right? Hey, looking for shoes, that sort of thing. He goes, "Hey Ben, how was basketball camp last week?" I'm like, I stopped in my tracks.
You're like, what? Did he just say, "Hey Ben"?
Yeah. "Hey Ben, how was basketball camp last week?" Like, dude, this guy, he's in a mall. He sees thousands of kids and thousands of, like, it's not like we're making some impression on this guy. Like, we're just a dad and a son buying shoes, right? And I got goosebumps, and I'm like, dude,
Bingo.
I said to him, like, "Can I hire you?"
Right?
Like, I own a marketing company, and I don't care.
Do you want a new job?
I don't sell shoes, but like, can you work? Like, he's like, and he was kind of laughing, and I'm like, that, like,
but you're not. You're not even really joking.
No. Like, because and he's like, well, what? I'm like, you remembered how many people you see in this story? He's like, I don't know, tons. And he just played it off like, I'm just good at remembering names and stuff like that. I'm like, you fuck, like,
hell yeah, you are.
Hell yeah. And
not by accident, though, man.
No,
not by accident.
No, I mean,
that's purposeful. Like, he's got
it is purposeful.
He's got some intention to like try to like remember names. And there you go again. Nothing crazy, nothing scientific.
No,
about just like
paying
the
attention.
impact you can make on someone because you paid attention and you cared enough to ask a few questions and genuinely were interested in the answer and remembered that conversation.
Yeah.
and you happen to follow up on it.
Yeah.
I don't
pretty
know.
incredible.
You know what? If anyone is out at Foot Locker or listen to this and knows, like, is that part of the training? Is that just this
don't
guy
know, man.
doing his thing? But that's a perfect example of how it doesn't have to be major, doesn't have to be groundbreaking.
No.
Paying attention, giving a shit, and demonstrating your
Yeah.
care for your job.
So there is this idea and this kind of philosophy in business of like making sure you always make someone feel like people remember how they feel, right? And we left that store just feeling like $1 million. Like this guy remembered. Like my son was just like, Dad, how did he remember? like my son felt like he was just an absolute rock star.
Sure.
That this guy remembered him. So, and you better believe we've been back to that store fucking 100 other times, right? Because we're loyal to that now. They made us feel special. They made us feel good. Like we're.
I hope they don't start texting you random
Yeah,
M's.
fuck. Let's hope not random. Yeah. So, and it is about how you make people feel in the end, because they're not going to remember that restaurant bill of what they ate or whatever. They're going to remember that hot dog from the street that they ate that the owner remembered about what they were talking about. So similarly, a couple other experiences. You heard of this place, Buttermilk in London?
Yeah.
The chicken sandwiches. So fucking good, man. My buddy was down from Ottawa. And again, not an earth-shattering story, but I'm like, hey, dude, we got to go get these chicken sandwiches. And we went in. It was packed. They're in the West End in Riverbend. Shout out to the Buttermilk owners, whoever they are. Best sandwiches. And I just nothing very specific other than the fact that they just are a machine of you're coming in
rammed full of people, efficient.
So efficient, man. The guy takes our order, goes through the thing. We're not sitting there more than 5 minutes. We get our full order, and it's not fast. It's not like a fast food place. Like this is like, but they've got a system, they've got a process, and it is the best. So shout out to those guys. I think they're local. Be great to have them on the pod one day. Another thing that happened to me, I had celebrated a birthday recently. My wife did this kind of whole thing. This is actually kind of a funny story. She wanted to get it catered. So she found a local chef, and connected with like 7 of my high school buddies, which at my age is really hard to kind of like get fucking 2 guys, let alone 7 high school buddies.
This was last weekend.
It was just last weekend.
Yeah.
And so my wife kind of organized this whole thing. She's texting all the guys saying, hey, it's going to be catered. They're thinking like Subway sandwiches and shit, right? Like, hey, yeah, we're going to Belleville's house. It's going to be catered. Going to have some beers and eat Subway sandwiches, right? But she got the chef to come in. Thomas Waite, chef, the in-home chef. We're having him on the pod 100%. I already talked to him. This fucking guy.
So good.
Rock star. Comes in, has a helper with him. And the guys all show up. We're in my backyard. We're hanging out, whatever. And then I'll call her like the waitress. I guess she was a waitress. She started bringing out these amazing hors d'oeuvres, and my buddy's like, "What the fuck? I thought we're having Subway sandwiches. Who's this lady? That's not your wife." And like, what's going on, right? So bringing this out. Couple of these things, and then like she's like, hey Ryan, like you gotta sit down, we're gonna have soup soon. So I'm like, guys, we gotta sit down, we're gonna have soup. They're like, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
I'm like, guys, this is like a 4-course meal there's a chef in our kitchen right now. And dude, our kitchen is not like, our house is not like, our kitchen is not like a chef's kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's good for making grilled cheeses for my 6-year-old and whatever, right? But this dude, I kid you not, and we're going to talk to him because I'm so curious about how he did it, created this most amazing experience for 8 guys, 4-course meal, and everything was perfect. out of my, I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy's doing this out of my kitchen. You know what I
Crazy.
mean? And I can't wait to talk to him and see like, how did you provide this experience for every single one of us?
with the setup that I had for
yeah,
you.
like how is that even possible?
So
and
skilled.
He came out because I whatever our buddies, right? We want to drink beer and hang out by the fire and talk about hockey stories, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting served this 4-course meal. He's coming out as the chef. He's got tattoos, super cool guy, explaining these meals that we're about to eat, and that he's growing all this stuff on his farm and all that thing. So my point there is that the experience, the kind of one fits some experience was totally at play there. It was almost like he was capturing a one fits some, but a one fits one, because we each had our own individual experience through that experience. It was awesome, man. I can't wait to have him on. It was just like such a wicked thing.
Love it. I love hearing the like what a surprise. Like it just turned out way better than you would have ever expected.
Yeah.
And clearly, again, it's the experience itself. Like, you know, if I bug you next week, you might not even remember what you ate, right?
Bingo.
You might not even remember what he prepared for you, but you knew it was delicious and the execution was flawless.
And the experience he created, right? It was like, how did he make us feel? Made us feel like, you know, 8 high school friends that just had, like, he elevated that experience for us. Not that Subway sandwiches wouldn't have done that, but, you know, like, that would have filled the thing. But this elevated the experience for us to be like, wow, this is something we're never going to forget, that experience. No. And again, I'm already forgetting what we ate because I didn't understand half the shit anyways. But I mean, yeah, man, it was just like, yeah, definitely wasn't. Well, hey, maybe it was, but
it was prepped up to the nines.
I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got, man. I mean, just kind of explaining some experiences, and as we go, I don't know, I'm going to be curious about and excited to see, like, you know, how we're experiencing the world as customers and as clients, you know, and obviously we're a little bit more heightened. We got this podcast, we talk about business, entrepreneurship. We're a little bit more aware maybe of these things, but I want to bring these things to the audience and just allow them to understand, like, as a business owner, yeah, I can do that. Hey man, if I'm a plumber, can I do a one size fits one size fits some, one size fits all experience? Probably. Like, there's probably nuances in any business that you can create this experience, and how are you making your customers feel, you know?
Yeah. And I think when you're interviewing people and hiring folks for roles, and if it's in any sort of customer service facing role, like, don't hire a miserable prick.
No.
Right? Like,
yeah,
like,
you're right.
Like,
it's a good point.
Be aware of the personality type and the energy that they're bringing into that interview. Yeah. Like there's nothing worse, you know. So we'll go back to the whole negative thing. I was away at a conference in Chicago in August, and we're coming back from like a function, and a bunch of folks are in the hotel lobby bar, and you know, a few of the people that we know are sitting there waiting for their drinks. You know, it's semi busy. No one's serving them. I'm like, how long have you been waiting? They're like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. I'm like, oh shit. And so like, I'm like, oh, there's a spot at the bar. I'll just go sneak up there to the bar. And I'm like, hey, can I get a tequila soda? And he's like, wait, are you over there with that group? I'm like, well, I will be. I just got here. He goes, yeah, you're gonna have to wait and order from her. I'm like, order from who? I don't see anybody. He's like, yeah, but if you're at that table, you got to order from her. I'm like, yeah, but like, you're right here. Like right now, like, can you just, he's like, yeah, sorry, man, I can't do it. Like, he's like, trust me, I wish I could. And I'm like,
really?
This gal comes over, finally get a drink, takes way longer than we want it to. Miserable. She's clearly chewed him out because she's worried about her tips. And it's like, somehow this restaurant / bar has made it acceptable that, you know, your server is going to decide on how shit goes. And you got bartenders who are I had a drink with this guy sat at the bar earlier that day. He was a beauty. I was like, yes, there's my guy. Let me go get a drink from him. And he's like, oh shit, sorry, bro, can't do it. Right. And it was like, she was just miserable. It's like, if you can't smile and do this job, like this isn't the job for you.
Yeah. No, and
I don't, might have a bad day.
Yeah.
Might be having a bit of a rough go. I get it. I give people the benefit of the doubt first all the time. All the time. But at the same time, it's like at some point you go, oh my God, like this poor guy's got to work with her.
Yeah.
Got to deal with her shit.
And that made you feel, that probably killed a bit of your night, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just,
put you into a bad
and I
space.
Personally, I used to sell groceries to restaurants. I worked for Cisco for a few years. Part of Cisco's game is helping restaurants with best practices and tips and tricks, right? Because there's mom and pods that pop up and Cisco's been around for so long. They have like a lot of ex chefs and operators that are in management and in leadership, right? So we would go, I'd bring in our executive chef and we'd like redo a menu for somebody.
Wow.
Right? We would provide that service to help them because some restaurants have way too many items on their menu. Their inventory is out of control and half the shit they don't even sell. So half of it ends up in the bin. Right? So when it comes to food costs and managing your inventory and reducing waste and all these things, like we used to provide that. So I was always just hypersensitive about the service side of a restaurant and those little subtleties just because that's what we were doing on an ongoing basis.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be the restaurant biz, doesn't have to be the car biz. Any business where you're dealing with people, like hire people who just have a little bit of love for life and are happy-go-lucky and are willing to, present themselves as a reasonable human who's not miserable.
Yeah.
Because that's not a good way to start the customer service train.
No. All right. So a couple key takeaways, I guess, touch points, making sure that, hey man, customize your touch points, pay attention to the details, right? We all have touch points. We all need them. But, try and customize them. Business is about transactions, but how do you make your customers feel? Yeah. Making your customers feel good in addition to the transaction that needs to happen. And I don't know. I mean,
get the right people.
Like you said, get the right people. Yeah, definitely.
It starts there, or at least make your life easier.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with less bullshit when you're trying to keep your happy people happy because some miserable human is just hates the world.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Is that it?
Let's go. That's a wrap.
All right, that's a wrap. We'll
catch you soon.
We'll catch you soon. Thanks.
Cheers, bud.
All righty. Another great episode. Thanks for joining us. Please support our podcast. By supporting us, you can go to YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, go to our website, hustleandgrindpod.com. That way you can go and you can apply to be a guest. Listen to us anywhere that you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple, all the channels. But we really appreciate your support. Keep listening. We have a lot of great episodes and a lot of great guests ready to go. We're going to keep coming hard at you here and digging into the hustle and grind of what it takes to be an entrepreneur and a business owner.